Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Nonprofit Impact Exchange. I am here today with Days Long Beach with Nancy and Elizabeth, and we are so excited to learn more about how they're impacting the community. Before we get started, we want to thank the Port of Long Beach for sponsoring this series and helping us to share the wonderful work that is keeping our communities going in Long Beach and beyond. And so, thank you, Nancy and Elizabeth, for being here today. I would love to start by having each of you just introduce yourself and your role at DAY.
Hello, my name is Nancy Valencia and I'm the executive director.
Everyone, my name is Elizabeth Torres and I'm the administrative assistant for Days.
Thank you both for being here and for sharing with us. So, to get started, and Nancy, you can kick us off. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and then how you started working with Dave?
Uh, Days was formerly referred to as the Edwin and Dorothy Baker Foundation, and it was founded by that couple in 1970 in response to what they were seeing primarily in the downtown Long Beach area. Children that were experiencing food insecurity, um, lack of out of school time programming. So they launched this summer program all free of charge, and then they extended it to an after school program and a Saturday morning program for children in between the ages of 3 to 14. When I joined Days in 2005, the a new board was created, and we decided that we were going to operate as Days Long Beach. And we had a captive audience of children and youth coming to the summer program. So we started expanding the program to include students up through high school, graduating from 12th grade. And then that expanded out to youth that had graduated from high school who had gone through our volunteer program, becoming the summer staff. And so it was their first opportunity to employment for many of them. And it was through the summer program that we were able to learn um, about the needs of the youth and their families. And then we were able to build out more programs to help support them. Uh, and so, like I shared, we've been in existence for over 50 years, and we listen very carefully to what's happening in the community and what the community members and families are sharing with us. And then we try to support them any way we can. So once a child gets in the Days Long Beach pipeline, we try desperately to offer support during their school age years.
That's amazing. And you've been there for 20 years then. Congratulations to you as well.
Thank you.
And Elizabeth, can you share a little bit about how you began working with
It's been about 17 years that I've been with the program, and it all started when I was in fourth grade. And so I participated in the summer program, and year after year, I would come back because I really enjoyed the relationships that I built, the volunteers that were there, the staff that were there. It was just very a welcoming environment. And so when every time it ended, we were all cried because it was so sad that we would have to leave each other. So coming back every year was just amazing, right? And so as time went on, like Nancy mentioned, it was an opportunity for me to start volunteering and getting my first job, right? And so that was just an exciting moment because, when you grow up, you don't know what you're gonna be, right? And so just being a part of the program as I was growing up, I would see all these leaders and I was like, oh, I think I want to be one of them, right? And so just being there, getting the experience has led me to now taking on the role of administrative assistant alongside with Nancy. But also through days, I was able to be exposed to like many more opportunities, right? Like being a part of the Long Beach Gives campaign, and recently won the being a part of the 2025 Emerging Leaders cohort. And so that was an amazing experience because I was able to learn about the different types of strategies that I can go on and use in the nonprofit world and in our organization, right? Learning about the different styles, leadership styles that I never knew I had. The connections that I built were amazing. Learning about just the different types of nonprofits and the work they do and how we can collaborate and the different ways that just ultimately we can work together to just have a better outcome and to our community and overall. Yeah.
And yes, thank you. You were a participant in that class at TMP, and we every October applications are open. They're open now, and we start a new cohort every January. So we're so glad you were able to join us for that, and look forward to another good cohort next year. And so, for those who are unfamiliar, I know you talked about your pathway, Nancy, and building up programming around what those community needs are. Can you just share briefly about the programs and who you're serving in Long Beach that you're currently operating?
So we serve any child, youth, or family in Long Beach who can find their way to us. We don't turn anyone away. All of our programs are offered free of charge. We primarily serve the 90802, 90806, 90813, and 90805 zip code. But like I said, children are always welcome to participate and to come to our program. With that said, that means that most of our students come from Spanish-speaking families. Most of them have been the first generation, the first in their family to graduate from high school. Many of them have gone on to college. Like Elizabeth, for example, she graduated not so long ago. Some of our youth uh, are undocumented, and we've been able to help support them as they have moved through their school age years. So we work with families that primarily like what I said in those zip codes, but if they can find their way to us, we have open arms for them.
Great. And then what types of programs when they're coming to you and they're in your program? I know you talked about a summer program. What type of programs are they signing up for or getting involved in?
So we just finished sensory integration workshops offered by Best Start. And that was wildly successful. We have been offering that program. I think this is our third workshop where we continue to build on the work that's been done in the prior workshops. We also offered Thriving Families, where families continue to learn how to support their children through reading and writing strategies. We're involved in mental health support to students by offering retreatish events at local schools in partnership with AOC 7 and Long Beach Forward and Long Beach Unified School District. We have a leadership program for youth in between the ages of 13 to high school and beyond, which has been in existence since 2012 in response to the youth wanting to continue being a part of days throughout the school year. So we offer a Thursday night gathering where we have dinner and we share with each other what's happening in the community. And we also have other activities. Working with Cal State Long Beach and the Center for Community Engagement, they have sent us a variety of interns and service learning students over the years since 2018. So they too participate with us, and they volunteer in a variety of ways. And this year, they're very involved in our food distribution program that's offered on Fridays. They work with Franklin Middle School with our Safe Passage at that school. Um, we offer events on the weekends, such as neighborhood cleanups in partnership with local neighborhood associations. And we've recently launched Safe Steps and Strong Minds, and that is combining our Safe Passage program with our Retreatish into one Saturday morning program that will also include resources uh, around immigration issues and opportunities for schools to help develop a Safe Passage program unique to their school. So we have our hands in many different things, but it's all in response to what we hear in the community.
Yeah, that's great. And I know we've heard you say that nonprofits are really the infrastructure for community success. And you just mentioned all of the partners that you're working with. And so I think that really is a description of, how you're supporting the community in that space. Um, and so I think maybe Elizabeth, you can share more about a specific program that you've worked with. I know just what you said, Nancy, that you take the needs of the community and then help build those programs around those needs. So can you tell us about a program, Elizabeth, that you worked with the community to build?
Yeah, so when COVID hit, we listened to the community needs, and one of them was obviously like food insecurity. And so we launched this grocery program that we do every Friday throughout the whole year. We don't really stop unless there's like a holiday, but that's probably like a couple days out of the whole year. And so that program ultimately serves at two different locations. We have our primary location that was at Cesar Chavez, and then we have our other location that's by the Washington neighborhood. And so that one is run by 3 to 4 community leaders who took on this opportunity to help out the community, right? And so it's built so we've been with it for about 5 years. And so every Friday we pick up food from Food Forward in the city of Bell, and we bring it over to the Washington neighborhood where these 3 or 4 women will then separate it, go through it, and what they do is they create like a WhatsApp chat, and so they're able to share all the resources on there. And so what they do is they're able to serve about like 70 families just at that location, right? And so it's all community led. They are willing to be there to help, and they see the need, right? And so at the end of the day, we always have like a little debrief about like how the day went, and we talk about any new changes, what are the things that we can do to support the community. Right now, we have been experiences, obviously, the immigration issues. And so, with these things that are happening, we try to alter and figure out ways where we can support and keep the community safe. And so, every year is a learning experience because things change, and just being able to just support the community and always having food regardless where we get it, if we get it or not, right? We just want to make sure that we don't leave anyone hungry. And if there's people that come out and there isn't any more food, we'll figure out a way to get them food.
Thank you. And it sounds like you're really co-creating based on those community needs and then giving that leadership back into the community. And so, Nancy, maybe you can share a little bit about what strategies you use. I know that a few have been mentioned to support listening to that community input and what has been successful for you both at Days.
Well, I think like what Elizabeth said, um, community members are very wise and knowledgeable about what is happening in their neighborhood. So Days is not really interested in going in and creating or dropping an existing program and and then have the neighborhood respond to it. Our goal is to tailor it to their needs by listening to them. And like Elizabeth was sharing, the community members that took on that uh, project in the Washington neighborhood, they had an idea of what they wanted to do, but they needed support. And we were able to provide that. But they lead it. And they continue to lead in many other ways. They make suggestions to us. They encourage us to try to figure it out by sharing information that's happening. Um, an example of that is uh, they wanted to try to establish a safe passage uh, between Washington Middle School um, before the reconstruction and Pauley High School. And although that has been put on hold because Washington it has been relocated at this time, it is something that concerns them, safety for their students while they're out on the street traveling to and from school. We will revisit that at some point in the next couple of years, and I feel confident that they will take the lead on creating their own safe passage in their neighborhood that meets the needs of the students.
Great. And is that are you currently a part of, it sounds like you're partnering with organizations that are doing safe passages. Are you a part of other safe passage programs, or that's the program that you're currently working on building?
Uh, we were awarded funding through the city of Long Beach to
Mm-hmm.
launch a safe passage program in partnership with AOC 7 and Long Beach Forward, primarily in the areas that serve Franklin Middle School, Washington, and Lincoln Elementary School. So
Mm-hmm.
we are very grateful that all three schools expressed interest and concern. And it actually started in response to Franklin Principal reaching out to us many years ago. He was concerned about his students traveling to and from school. There was quite a bit of bullying uh, and unhoused individuals that were harassing the students as well as gang recruitment at the time. And so he reached out to us asking if we could help support him primarily after school. And that's what contributed to us learning more about what the city was offering regarding safe passage. So we designed a program after listening to the schools and our other community partners where we are offering those services before and after school at those three sites. And we are also supporting other schools as they develop their own safe passage.
That's great. And what a great way to demonstrate that partnership and trust you have with the schools and the families, and you're, being able to respond to that feedback and then do the part that nonprofits play, which is provide structure or access. You have, because you're running an organization, the time to explore where funding can come in and where you can be supportive. And I think that's that critical part where nonprofits often bridge those gaps in what the community needs and then how to bring those into different spaces. So can you, Elizabeth, tell me a little bit about how community members can get involved, both in safe passages or any other programs that you have where you spoke about community members are really leading a lot of the programs that you're doing. And so how does one get involved there?
So on our website, it's dayslb.org. You can find all our information on there. We have different tabs for each program that we run. And there's also like a volunteer form that you can sign up if you're interested in volunteering or being a part. We're always willing to connect and, ultimately just be there for our community. So if you're interested, you can go onto our website and you'll be able to learn more on there.
Great. And to anyone listening that is looking for some of the resources you provide to participate in maybe some of your programming or the food distribution, that can all be found on your website as well.
Yes, correct. Everything's on there.
Great. So thank you, and thank you both for sharing and for all of the work you're doing in the community. I think that it's so important to not prescribe what's needed, but to really listen and design programs and services that the community is, asking for and needs. And so thank you for all of that work. I would love to hear from each of you what's next for Days and what are you excited about. So we can start with Nancy.
Well, working with Long Beach Forward, as I shared before, we're combining our Safe Passage and Retreatish and launching a new project called Safe Steps and Strong Minds. And we're hoping to offer workshops on Saturday mornings at various school sites to help the community either launch a Safe Passage program at their school and or um, develop tools to help reduce mental health issues. Anxiety, for one, tends to be fairly high with students. So we take in some strategies, we introduce yoga to the families, and we also try to start developing relationships and building trust with the families so that they will become part of the larger family, working together to help support children and youth and help encourage children and youth to attend school and find their way in this really incredible, challenging world. So that's something that we are focusing in on for this new year, as well as continuing our other projects.
That's great. And I think so needed. So thank you for all of that. Elizabeth, what are you excited about?
I think, I mean, the year is gonna end, but because of the programs we've built, I think just expanding on the programs and just learning and hearing what the community needs are and how we can contribute to the existing programs that we already have and creating new routes. Just I enjoy just being around the community. I enjoy the children, the youth, their families, being in partnership with different organizations and just being excited about working with parents ultimately and that trust that you get to build with them because if the trust is built, then they come back to us. And it's just really nice that, with days, ultimately the parents love it, the kids love it, and it's really nice to just have them see them every year come back to us.
And I think, we talk about centering community, but I know you're both from the community. And so that also contributes to that trust building. And so thank you both for all of the work you're doing. Any final thoughts or anything you wanted us to make sure that our viewers and listeners know?
I think something that's very important to the work of days is our partnerships. Our work would not be as strong as what it is if it wasn't for organizations who work alongside of us. And I also think that speaks to community members as well. We would not have been able to do the work the last 5 years that we've been able to do in response to the pandemic if it hadn't been for community members willing to sit down and have some really difficult conversations with us. And I have a lot of respect for their commitment to our community. And if we can help support them and if we can be the platform for them to launch their concerns and suggestions, I think we are better because of that.
You. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time today and sharing everything that you're doing. And anyone, can you share that website one more time, Elizabeth?
DAYSLB.org. So
Great.
day.
Great. So anyone can find more information there. They can reach out to TMP. And we, again, are grateful to the port for sponsoring our program. And thank you both for speaking with me today.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.